Hello, brothers and sisters of light and dark. Welcome to my page. My page is about common sense. I try to keep it down to 10 minutes. And if it goes over 10 minutes, it's something very important. And if you have any comments, suggestions, or insults, you put it down below. If you don't like my high-pitched voice, sometimes it changes in variants, okay? I do it on purpose. Then you can get the hell off my page, okay? Sensitive people, beware. Most liberals, beware. Because I do research. And people who are liberal are basically don't like doing research. People who are religious don't like doing research. Okay? Those are the first two fundamental steps of using common sense. Okay, now let's continue on. What are we going to talk about today? As I know that YouTube is evolving, I hear the voice within. And so, I'm particularly more special, not in a narcissistic way. Everyone's special to a certain degree and level, but I'm higher than most. You understand? Not being conceited, that's being comical. And of course, I do empathize. I do feel the remorse and emotion of the world, which is disturbing to me because it bothers the hell out of me, and the voices and the combinations. I have the combinations. I have the keys. Alright, so I already wasted 1 minute and 22. Congratulations! Let's continue the fuck on. Okay, let's make sure. I got a hat on. I gotta keep myself warm. I'm getting older. I'm not senile yet. Okay, I don't think I have that genome. But this particular video is going to be again, as I know I think I made the video before. Like I said before, if I say I think I made it, then of course you got to look at my history in the past. But I'm gonna keep it up to date. I'm gonna keep it up to date so you can know I'm telling the truth. This is the facts. Okay, this is hardcore facts. All right, peoples. All right. This video is going to be called Race and IQ. Okay. Now I'm gonna go down my notes. Okay, so I won't forget. Okay, because in my first videos, when I first created Morpheus 9 is the first one. Not this second one. I'm pretty sure I skimmed across almost everything I talked about already. But I'm going to write it down to give a little more detail. Okay? Some people wants to know a little more detail. So I'm going to give it to you. Okay? Like I said before in my past video, if you have any comments, suggestions, or insults, you put it down below. Light and dark means that you light means either you're blind. Dark means you have the wisdom. Okay? And there's also alien species, bats, raccoons, who can talk. Pink unicorns who probably can talk. Shapeshifters, ghosts, and spirits. You don't know everything in the world, motherfucker. I know about them. I can feel them, actually. Now, let me continue on. But I digress here. First of all, this video is going to be called Race and IQ. Okay? Now, someone left me a message and say, hey, what do you think about race and IQ? Okay? As I said before, I'm going to say this. Okay? I'm going to check off these notes here. Though many can be trained, only a few will come out on top. Remember that, okay? Only a few will come on top. So that means if they're trained by a superior alien being, let's make believe it's an alien, not a human, not a Caucasoid human, they will have a hard time. And then, depending on how they study, and even if they're there how to study, there will only be a few that will come out on top. Okay, I like to study eugenics. Eugenics is a study of studying genetics. Eugenics is EUGEN, and genetics. The study of genetics. If you study genetics, you will understand there is a pattern to human behavior. People pay for these certain genomes in individuals so they can have certain attributes or traits. Okay, now if you're talking about specifics, to be very particular about what race is smarter, the most smartest race right now is the Caucasoid races. When it comes to maybe mathematics, most likely mathematics and technological information and stuff like that, they are not the number one dancers in the world. They are not the most artistic in the world. You have to understand this, even though they may be so, okay? Because of Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo and Raphael, yes. Of course, they may have a mathematical mind or a so-called slave mentality mind of sorts. You know what I'm saying? They like to sit and think. Most of them have the white beards. And sometimes you'll see some Negroes, a dime a dozen, a dime a few, Negroes having white beards because they mixed breeded. Now, if you study genetics, the voice tells me this information as well. When I was a kid, I said, hey, Kate, how come I'm smarter than my brothers and sisters? I am not religious, so my IQ automatically goes up. I am not a person who believes in God unless I know that I can see a God. So my IQ actually goes up. These things are parts of the IQ spectrum. Same thing as there's a level of autism. Okay? Okay, I'm being comical about it. Do you understand so far? Okay, if you want to be a psychologist, if you want to study eugenics, you should study those things. If you want to be accurate, you have to keep it down, though, because sometimes if you use certain rhetoric or words, too much wordplay, people can't keep up. I told you before, this is why I make my videos and I waste about 1 to 2 minutes of your time. Because most people can't focus. They can't focus. Because they have some genomes or genes inside of their DNA keeps them from focusing. Alright? Alright. That's like people versus gamer people versus non-gamer people. This is a very interesting topic, okay? Women versus men. You know there's more than just two sexes in the world. There's people who are crossbreeds. Alright? Now let me go down the list here. Don't copy off my style, y'all peoples. Okay, if you give me money one day, I can't receive any money because the voices tell me don't ask for money because the spirits will attack me and bother the fuck out of me because it's not time. Okay, I'm not supposed to ask for any money. I can't put a PayPal account. The spirits is allowed, and they even told me that nobody's gonna give you no money because they think you're fucking crazy, which I am crazy. Okay, and then all of a sudden after a certain period of time, and all the haters start loving me, I will just hate most of you anyway. It doesn't really matter. If you start loving me, I dislike most of you. Only the few elite. I understand that only a few people, a handful of people, can hear voices and actually love to study and focus on things, fun and entertainment. But I have a more charming personality than the Caucasoid races with their monotone voices. I told you this. Okay, but I digress here. Let me continue on here. Okay, though looks can be deceiving at first, this is something I've written. I'm a philosopher, natural born philosopher. The next step is to verify, is to watch, listen, observe, and then question the subject. It's like the aliens from another world are studying us, even though they have a humanoid-like body and probably only 3 fingers. But if you look at the next race going down, you see the Caucasoid races, because people talk about the Anunnaki all the time. Zachariah Ascension. Look at David Icke. Look at the delusion, the illusion. Okay, look at all that. We may be in the game fucking world. The scientists are finding out we're in the matrix. But that's another subject. But I digress here. Let me continue on here. Study eugenics, and you will be on the righteous path. Okay. The voices will start to bother you if you knock your head a few times. I actually hear voices that tell me something to do, and I have this to muffle because sometimes it helps. I take the medication to go to sleep, of course, but they consider me crazy. So, there you go. I have to tell you this because the voice told me, and also someone else told me on the internet too, okay? A long time ago, but I know I made this video before. Okay, you have DNA in your body, your genomes, okay? And your DNA moleculars are complex, and mainly Caucasoid races, and also the alien races, have discovered these facts long before even humans existed on this particular planet. Who told you that humans only exist on this motherfucking planet? Something's wrong with you. I did not need to get this information on the internet, but if you want to look it up yourself, you can look it up yourself. They say aliens is living in the planet. Aliens is living in the fucking moon. The sun is not really there, okay? Alright? It's just a fucking giant magnet or some shit. It's a fucking image, okay? Crazy, isn't it? Now, okay. You understand so far? Like, keep focused, keep focused. I'm going over 10 minutes with this. Okay, I'm going over 10 minutes. I'm going crazy. Okay, liberals are not researchers. Remember, if you get called a liberal, then they believe that you are not a researcher. Liberals go on what the social justice warriors peoples go upon in the whole entire world. So let's say I told you this fact here, okay? A horse can lead you to water. You get, like, a lot of people are in cognitive dissonance. Yeah, you lead them to water, and they don't want to do no more further research. You know how it feels? Your guys, you know, your crackers, your niggas who are special, who are intelligent, who actually did some research, even by 50%, and they will call you a fucking liberal. Seriously. Liberals are not researchers, okay? I am not a liberal. Some people may call me a moderate, okay? Some people may call me a conservative. Some people may call me independent, but that's another subject, okay? Okay, though IQ and ID are not fully determined by the color or the features of your skin. Okay. There are patterns and stereotypicals that have, there are patterns and stereotypicals that have truth to them. Wow. So that means if you hear like a whole bunch of, usually blacks are prone to violence. Well, if you're talking about American blacks, okay, they are prone to violence more than the Africans in another country. Okay, all right. There's certain typical stereotypicals you got to do a pattern research on. African Americans are definitely more intelligent than those who are Africans in another country, of course, because they're underdeveloped countries. This is obvious answers, okay? But you have to understand that even though African Americans are more talented at many different things than the Caucasoid races and the Asian races, Asiatic Oriental races, you have to give an account to the other races that have other particular traits and attributes that are better than other races. Oh, now you see the pattern here? Okay, let's continue on. Okay, my voices tells me abstract things that I cannot understand, that's leading to conclusions for my own protection, secret abstract knowledge, and algorithm predictions. It tells me these things, this is what's going to happen, and 9 times out of 10, swear to you not, it just fucking happens, okay? And the things that I tell people that I can say something and it will definitely happen because I have the third eye open to actually tell you what's going to happen into your fucking life. That's why I say I have magic, which is really not magic. I told you the definition of true magic is science that has not been discovered yet. That's all it is. Interdimensional, quantum physics, it doesn't really motherfucking matter. Magic is just that, okay? You can put a K on it at the end, you can put a J upside down, it doesn't give a motherfucking fuck. It may seem supernatural to you, but there's things you can't see. There's things in the motherfucking sky right now that are invisible that we can't see with the naked eye. Now, I said this before now, but you look on the internet, you look on my page, Martius Knowledge Ultimate page, you will see all of the shit that I put down on there. But most of my videos are on YouTube, okay? Alright? Capiche? Capiche. Let's continue on, okay? Now, where was I here? This is the reason why the highly intelligent go into hiding. They become the Gnostics or the Rosicrucian, or you want to call them Asiatic or Masonics or something. They do not, if they talk to the public about it, you will just completely be thrown off. Now, the Gnostics are different from the oligarchies who control the world through motherfucking monotone capitalization, like the Bilderbergers and the Rothschilds. Fuck it, we're not talking about this subject here, but you gotta understand that when people are talking the truth, they have to come together. Multicolored fascists, whatever, they want to join, they want to do this shit. The higher the level of thinking, the more they go into hiding, because their Rh negative factor or their blood is not normal. They do not fit in with the normal human race. There are species in this world who are better than other human species in this world. Common sense would say that. People spend thousands and thousands of dollars, look it up yourself, for human genome research, artificial insemination. Look it up your fucking self. I am not being a liberal about it. People will pay up to $30,000 for the genes of Michael Jordan, for the genes of fucking Richard Pryor or Darwin or what you call it, Socrates or some shit like that. All of the high IQ genius individuals, they want their fucking genes in their baby, and they say it's 70% accurate, right? Isn't that some shit? Would you pay that much to have a baby from some other spermatozoid? Artificial insemination? Would you do it? Would you do it? Yes or no? Most likely you would. But it wouldn't be your child unless you're intelligent like myself, like my daughter. You see how crazy she is already. You see how crazy she is. Look at my past videos. It's all related to genetics, baby. Eugenetics. Okay. Let's continue on here. Liberals may call you a racist, but the voices are definitely, and the research tells you otherwise. Tells you otherwise, because you're fucking special, more special than them. Now, when I say you are considering yourself fucking special, that doesn't mean you're a narcissist. Narcissists only, the most evilest thing about a narcissist is they don't give a fuck about nobody. That means they're psychopaths. Those motherfuckers will kill you. They'll smile on your motherfuckers and stab you in the back. But everybody's a narcissist to a degree or a certain level. Okay? You have to be empathetic towards people. That's the true goal. Regardless of the attributes that people say, oh, if you fit 5 of these, you are the... No. To be a truly evil narcissist, you don't give a fuck about nobody. Nobody. It's impossible. It's almost impossible. Even the evil narcissist has to care about your feelings a little bit so they can kill you. You understand? I have no intentions on killing nobody, but I will make your life a living fucking hell if you don't have compassion and thoughtfulness in your heart. Like I tell my wife all the time, I said, you don't have compassion, and would you talk to daddy, your own daddy, with that voice of yours? You know what I'm saying? It's common sense type shit. Excuse me, it's getting dark because it's starting to rain. This is the day I didn't want to go outside and it's starting to rain. Every time I don't go outside, it starts to rain. Isn't that some shit? The yellings are watching my ass, and I'm happy, okay? I just hope they don't pull me down into the dark side, into the too much of the light side, okay? I'm going right in between. You don't go for the light, you don't go for the dark, okay? Let me continue on here. Let me see. I said that already. Remember, everything has face value, and every different race has certain attributes about themselves. Like I said this before, and depending on how you approach and what kind of research you're doing in a study, okay, then you will most likely be so. Now, it may change slight variations. Some scientific bias may occur when someone else does the other research, because a certain time lapse in between the time they did the research compared to what you did the research. When I lived in Ethiopia, I see them as a much lower society than the African Americans. I see them as a much lower society. They just play soccer all the time and they don't have jobs, and their life's a little bit harder though in a way. Okay, I keep telling the Africans in this country, I'm like, yo, do you understand? Would you rather be in the homeless streets, in the heat? Or would you rather be in this country cold and you have a chance of getting food in a shelter or some shit like that? And they was most likely stay here, okay? But in those countries over there, they are not very educated. They don't have the capability. Africans, I'm talking about aboriginals as well, because there's different spectrums of the motherfucking African races, just as there's different spectrums of the Caucasoid races. There's different spectrums of the Oriental races. There's different spectrums of the Indian races. Or you want to say ether races. There's different races of all different types. You can't possibly say that, hey, whites are not more superior than this when you didn't do your research. You can't possibly say blacks can't. That's are the best dancers and entertainers in the world, and over there because you didn't do your research. I did. I already know the answer before I even do my own research, and I'm right. Now, how I deal with my schizophrenia is how I do it. I do it the correct way. I distract them with my own self. Okay. I argue with myself in the night sometimes. I'm like, hey, I don't have time for that shit. Don't tell me I should smack a girl on top of her head with a motherfucking dildo. Don't tell me, see, that's what it just told me right now. Off the top of my motherfucking head, I should just go outside, see a chick, and then smack her on the top of the head with a motherfucking dildo. I said, do you want something in my bag? And she'll say to me, yes, I want something in your bag. You want a surprise? Take out the dildo and smack her upside the head. Make sure it's a foamy fucking dildo, okay? Smack her in the head and then run like a motherfucker. Like what the crackers do. Run like a motherfucker. Right. Low battery, please charge. Okay. What's playing in here is little slight noises and variations of sounds. And then the voice just told me from the speaker saying, low Bluetooth. Please charge, okay? So now, I'm going to get off here, and I just want you to tell you, I just told you everything that's on this piece of paper. Thank you very much for listening to my videos, brothers and sisters of light and dark. Welcome to my page. It's about to rain, and I better get off of here before it cuts off. I love you all. Now you understand the difference between different races and IQs. So, African American race is not as high as motherfucking Caucasoid races when it comes to math and computers. You should know this. Just use common sense. Use the stereotypicals. Guide yourself to the stereotypicals. If you hear the Asian people are small people, then they're motherfucking small people. Okay? They're the smallest people in the world. Okay? If you hear blacks have the biggest dicks and they can dance, then you have to believe that shit. There's a Congo. You go. If you want to believe that white people, German people, or Hitler people are more destructive than any other race, then you want to believe that, then that's a fact. Do your research. They control 70% of... I can't. Shut up. Low battery, please charge. I'll do it. Hold on. Damn. Do your research, people. Stop making conclusions. Just do a little bit of research and find out yourself. Peace and love to you, brothers and sisters of light and dark. Welcome to my page. All right? Peace.